Today, we will be investigating black holes. Is it possible to connect with a black hole, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you perceive danger? Yes or no?
No.
No, okay.
It seems almost as if I see that black holes are almost the same thing as portals in a way. That's the way I perceive it.
What
It's
physical sensation do you feel?
the only thing I feel that's different from a portal versus a black hole is a little bit denser. My body right now has this kind of tingly, like pulling sensation, almost like I'm going down, down, down. So I'm perceiving that this black hole is the same as a portal, but it goes to almost a deeper or a denser dimension, and that makes objects or whatever travels through them a little bit harder to come back through to the dimension it was at prior.
Okay. Now, I count from 1 to 5, and you will connect to any human being who gives you permission to do so. And after a few moments, you will connect to a black hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you perceive or visualize anything, whatever it is?
I just see like complete stillness and darkness. It's almost peaceful. It's nothing. I don't feel fear. I don't feel really any This is like the most. It's very peaceful and heavy here, uh, and weighted. I'm saying that a black hole is really just almost because energy is never destroyed, as we know. So it's almost like this. The best way I would say is this dark tunnel that you're traveling to into another dimension. That's really all it is.
Is there a connection between human beings and black holes?
Yes, I do see that there's some nefarious creatures that will create these portals of denser energies and how do you say, I'm seeing it almost as like a way to keep their secrets. Like, okay, here I'm going to put my dirty laundry, so to say, through this portal, and it will be sucked into a deeper and darker dimension. And I do see sometimes that there are beings that kind of unexpectedly can travel into these portals. And I do see too, it is a little bit more difficult to travel back, but I'm not saying this is impossible. By no means is this a place where there you're stuck forever. And I do see there is a connection with these black holes to almost like I'm going to say the lower astral, the lower fourth dimension, dimensional planes. But I think that it's almost like the black hole itself isn't evil. It's what the intention has been to create them. It's the intention around it, but the black hole itself is not this you know, nefarious thing. You know, it's just simply a portal.
Okay, another question. What kind of connection between human beings and black holes? You kind of answered, but if you want to say something else, what kind of connection?
Again, I think that there's some rituals involved to create these black holes by beings with a darker intention. That's all I'll say.
Can man cross a black hole? Yes, no, only partially.
Can you say that again? Can you pass it?
Can man cross a black hole? Yes, no, only partially.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Can cross, yes. How and under what conditions?
I'm seeing it too. It's funny. I'm seeing a few different things right now. I'm seeing even I see. Okay, I'm seeing that there's some black holes that almost have. This is interesting. It's like this. It like hypnotizes you. It like can hypnotize somebody who passes this, and it almost like draws them in, and so they willingly go through this portal kind of thing. I see that, but I also see something of, you know, maybe a being, you know, may accidentally pass it and get stuck in the black hole. But again, I think it has a lot to do. It does a lot of hypnotizing of the mind, and that's how most beings end up going through this. So yeah, if that makes any sense.
Okay, thank you. What happens to space-time inside a black hole? You disappeared now from my camera. If you could move a little bit, McKenna. Yeah, okay, I can see you. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, just get back now. Slowly. I will repeat the question. What happens to space-time inside a black hole?
There is none. There is no space and time. It's the void almost in this sense of there's absolutely nothing there, but within nothing there holds everything. There holds the universe itself. You know, again, I don't think necessarily, I think that these black holes have gotten a very bad spin because of these negative, nefarious beings who have used them in ways for their own agendas. But yeah, there's no space or time within a black hole.
Okay, thank you. What rules govern a black hole?
Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, of course. What rules govern a black hole? Are there any rules what govern black hole?
Again, I don't really see that there's any specific rules. I just see more. It's simply a tunnel to the lower fourth or dimensional realm, or another heavy and dense realm. It's not as if it's and it's, you know, it's just a traveling place, almost like a train, you know, like at the tunnel for a train. That's what I see it more as.
Okay, let's move. Whom or what is the black hole formed by?
I think I touched on that a little bit prior, but I think, again, nefarious beings, nefarious creatures. I see this, this vampiric consciousness, which is really just very dense on our planet right now, create these, again, as a way to almost get rid of their dirty laundry, or use them as a way to create and instill fear in a population of, oh, well, I wouldn't want to go out in space. I wouldn't want to travel in space because what if I found a black hole, kind of thing. Again, instill fear in you. That's what they love to do. But yeah, the only thing I really think is it does have this almost hypnotic essence to itself. But I think if you are a true, pure soul and you do not consent to that, then you could not travel through this black hole.
Okay, McKenna, just back to the question, because it's question whom or what is black hole formed. So you mentioned creatures, kind of vampiric creatures, yeah?
Yeah, this, I see there's a lot of different beings, obviously negative extraterrestrial beings, any beings that are really filled with this negative consciousness, this negative, vampiric consciousness, which is very much not only attached to Earth, but other planets as well. And I would say even our galaxy, it's really been battling with this vampiric consciousness war, that's been going on for, again, hundreds of thousands of years.
Okay, thank you, McKenna. Why do black holes exist? You might have touched that, but just...
Yeah, again, I think they exist almost as a, I see this image of, a train tunnel. It's simply a being putting something there and then pushing them, or this thing, whatever happens, goes through a portal.
You disappeared again, McKenna. Oh, that's fine. Sorry.
And that's how that's why they exist.
Do they have a function in the universe?
Their function,
Do they have a function, first of all? Yeah.
yeah, do they have a function? Again,
In the
there's
universe.
in the universe as a whole, it's simply a portal. So what is a portal? There can be portals that are opened up with an intention that is used for positive, to another happier dimension, or a dimension of, whatever intent that you create when you open a portal. But for this black hole, it's a portal that's been opened up with nefarious consciousness, and in hopes to get things to travel in the universe itself to wherever these beings intend for this to go, and that these things that travel through there will arrive. Again, it's almost like this, birthing canal. It's a hamper. It's the holder of whatever objects you're placing in it. If that makes any sense.
Are there different types of black holes? Yes, no, only partially.
Yes, I would say there's definitely different types of black holes.
How do they differ?
You know, I can see these ones that are going to very, very, very low dimensions. I mean, a lot of, you know, probably not very positive things going on down there. But I also see ones that are kind of like this middle ground. And I also see there's almost rates in which an object may travel through the black hole as well, how deep the hypnosis kind of goes on when a being may experience a black hole head on. Yeah, different, I guess. But that's interesting too, because in space there is no time, so it's almost instantaneously. Hopefully I'm saying that, instantaneously. So that's kind of interesting that I'm seeing those different things, and I'm not really sure how that intersects, but yes.
Okay. Are there any beings who have a higher knowledge about black holes than human? Yes, no, partially.
Yes, definitely. I would say most of the beings, the extraterrestrial beings, in our universe have a much deeper knowledge than we do about these things. And also the beings, you know, these negative conscious beings who open these holes, they have a very deep knowledge and they know what they're doing. And I think too that there are very, you know, I do see that there are positive extraterrestrial beings that do go and try to, in a way, cancel these black holes, that they are. Oh, this is really interesting. Okay. I'm seeing there's a very large one. Oh, I'm not very sure on the map where this would be, but it looks like there's a very large one that is almost open over Russia, like the upper Russia plains. It doesn't look like there's anything there, and I have no idea what this place is called. I'm just looking at a globe, and then I'm also zooming in and seeing it's very like it's almost like an icy desert environment up there. Interesting looking, but it looks like I'm seeing that there was a black hole that was opened there. And
sorry, McKenna, you disappeared again.
Yeah, it's
oh,
okay.
That's fine now.
So I'm seeing over these icy plains of more of the upper eastern part of Russia. I don't know. that there was actually some this very negative portal, and I'm associating this with a black hole. And I see there was actually a lot of positive beings that were actually trying to close this black hole that was right there. And I think as well what was going on is there was a lot of I see cabal and government involvement in creating this black hole, you know, which intertwines, I'm sure, you know, military intel as well, that had opened this. Yeah, it looks like it was a very heavy and dark place, but it looks like there was beings who, I'm almost seeing it as, how would you say, like a um a little a little tornado, like a water tornado kind of, and then it was like they almost chopped off that bottom that was suctioning to the land, and it kind of just it was able to kind of close, if you know what I'm talking about, like this water tornado tunnel kind of thing, if you've ever seen that. So yeah, that's interesting, but it looks like, yeah, there's positive beings that do work to close these black holes, because they know that they're usually not used for good.
Okay, it's the last question you kind of answered, but if you can add something else. Who are they, those beings who have higher knowledge, yes? And what kind of knowledge do they have? So it's more now, it would be, as you answered already quite a bit, what kind of knowledge do they have, those others who have a higher knowledge about black holes, other than humans?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's important to note that these beings, these, you know, any extra higher dimensional extraterrestrial being has this very vast knowledge of, so to say, their home, their background, their backyard. You know, so they understand how these work very well, and their knowledge is really limitless. They know they think in ways that the human mind cannot even perceive. But I'm sure that if we were able to truly understand our subconscious, and if we really went into our subconscious more often as a you know, a human collective, we would understand we have this knowledge too. It's not separated from us. It's within us. We know it, but we use our conscious rational mind far too often, and we need it to operate in this, you know, lower dimensional 3D matrix. So we've in a way, we've almost closed ourselves off to this knowledge, but it wasn't by our own choice. It was just the way, unfortunately, this matrix owns and operates. So it's not something that we can't discover. It's still available to us, but there are positive beings that are working to
Okay.
help with these planet issues.
Could you describe how do they look like?
Oh, I
We're
see
talking
some.
about those positive beings, yes?
Oh,
Positive
yeah, of course.
extraterrestrials.
I see many different types of beings. I even see, you know, I see, how would you say, um, I see some Arcturian looking creatures. I also see some beings which are they're very beautiful, almost like these butterfly creatures, and I also see moth-like creatures as well.
What kind
I
of creatures, please?
they're kind of like moth looking, moth, you know, like a moth to a flame kind of looking
No,
creatures.
okay.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm just
All
saying
right.
what I see, but I also see beings that are very, you know, I see
You just disappeared again, sorry.
it's
Okay.
okay. See that there are creatures that almost they just have this like light body, and I don't even see them with any facial features. They may have a humanoid looking figure, and they're very lanky and long. They have very long fingers. But no, how would you say, eyes or eyebrows or cheekbones. Their face is almost just a large oval, and I see they have these beautiful, almost like glimmers of green and almost gold and ooh, how would you say, like white light just coming from their aura fields.
Okay, McKenna, now
I
just
don't know
that's
exactly what
okay.
their name is, but
Now,
there's many. So
okay. So now, let's say the last one being what you just described, yes?
mhm.
Can you just ask if anybody from them, one of them, the last one, it is what you just described, could give you some more knowledge, information about that whole? Can ask permission to share the information, to read
Yes.
the information? Yes. Can anybody talk to you?
Yeah, this being is willing to talk to me, but I
Okay, ask
best
them to me. Mhm.
I've never, I mean, I have seen this, but I'm just trying to describe this being's way of communication, and the best I can. it communicates more in emotion. It communicates more in emotions. It doesn't even, I don't even see it using light language, honestly. I see
Can you
other beings that are
telepathy
using light.
that he-
Yes, I am telepathically
Uh-huh.
speaking to it, and it's just showing me, oh, it's giving me this like beautiful heart center feeling of like, oh, just very, you know, like mother's milk kind of feeling, just truly being held and loved. I see that this being really loves this galaxy and really wants to help as much as they can.
Ask that being, please, a name. Does it have any name, that being?
I, it doesn't speak in that way, so I can ask another being if you'd like to get a name for this particular type of creature, because it doesn't use words whatsoever. So I don't even think they confine themselves with this, you know, these labels of what type of being it is. So I can do my best to maybe ask another being if we could
Okay,
figure a name for it.
just McKenna, ask any being from those positive extraterrestrials, yes, who
Yeah.
can telepathically communicate with you now and give some answers to questions. Okay, what I will ask. Just ask who is willing to talk telepathically in a way so you can understand them. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's fine.
there's an Arcturian being that has you know, I'm telepathically connected to right now.
Yeah, that's it.
And he has this being is a little bit shorter. He looks blue, like blue. He has prominent cheekbones, probably what, like 4 feet tall or something like that. Not too large.
Mhm.
Um, and so he's saying that this being is not even from this galaxy. It's not even from the galaxy over. It's like from a few galaxies away kind of thing. But
So that
they feel
Arcturian being now, sorry, I interrupted. So that Arcturian being now is talking about that being, what we wanted
yes.
to talk fastly, yes?
Yes, exactly. He
Okay.
this Arcturian is helping me, and I'm perceiving too myself that this being it was definitely not from our galaxy. I'm just trying to get the exact name, and I don't know the name for this being that's from very
Okay,
far away. So
so,
I mean,
okay,
this Arcturian is saying to me that the closest
you disappeared, sorry. Okay.
I'm
Uh,
back.
the-
The closest label you could put on this being kind of with no facial features in the humanoid body, humanoid light body. Um, Shina, Shina.
Shine, shine,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
Shine. It's shine.
Oh,
Is that correct? It's
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think
Shine. Yes,
it
it's
gave me
shine.
he gave me a little A at the end, but I mean
Oh,
the way you
A.
said it is kind of
All right.
perfect. It wouldn't it would
Okay.
make
A,
sense
not
too.
E. A. I thought it was shy. Okay. I thought it was E, not A. That's fine.
But
Okay.
even still, that would be kind of a perfect way to describe this being. It has such a beautiful aura to it, and it's very light and positive. And I see that there are beings that have come from many Oh my gosh, it's just showing me rainbow light right now. It's like saying thank you for.
Oh, let's talk now a
So
little bit to them,
yeah.
okay? Now ask even that Arcturian being what knowledge they have, greater, higher knowledge about black holes, what we human beings are not aware at all, and what is significant knowledge, what is significant to us as a human beings, as a planet, yes. Could he share that higher knowledge about the black holes? Something what is really important for us as a planet?
I mean, I honestly think I've already touched on that knowledge, you know, that the knowledge is within us if we choose to tap into it, and also to these are simply portals that have been opened by nefarious beings, and use them as tunnels to go to another place. Energy is never created and destroyed. It's always exists. So you can never really push something away or destroy it by going through a portal. But it, I mean, I lost my.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I think
don't
I've really
worry.
already touched on all this,
Okay.
all this knowledge. So yes.
Okay. So you mentioned that the black hole is like a tunnel to the lava fourth dimensional realm, yes? To
Yes.
the lava. So in what dimension do you see the Earth currently?
The Earth.
Yes.
Oh, well, this is an interesting thing.
Just because you said that a tunnel to the lava fourth dimensional realm, yes? So in which dimension do you see us, the Earth?
I see that I see that there's it kind of depends on where you're operating yourself, you know.
No, generally, of course, we are some people, you know,
Okay.
who are, let's put consciously, their consciousness is on the fourth dimension, you know, but most of them, I still think of us, of people on the earth, are still three and a half dimensional plan living.
I would agree with that. I think that
Mhm.
unfortunately there's some beings that do operate a little lower than that, and there's some beings that are, you know, skyrocketing,
Yeah,
and
but just
they don't
speaking
even,
on
you know.
average, yeah.
But overall, I would completely agree. It's some Earth is still on a third dimensional, maybe third and a half dimensional
Yeah.
plane. So
So that's why I'm asking. I just want to clarify a little bit because I got a little bit confused. Yes, let's say on average, Earth's consciousness is on three and a half dimension. Yes, and according to your information, the black hole is a tunnel to lava four-dimensional realm.
yes,
So if to
because
lava four-dimensional, so well, in comparison of what? Because if comparison of us, it would be to lava third or second dimension. I just want to be clear.
you have
So
to, yeah, I mean, this is a little
you disappeared. Okay, that's fine.
this is a little strange to think of, I guess, for the rational mind. I would agree with that.
I'm asking
But
because
the
some
lower
people will be
the lower
question, you know.
the lower fourth dimension is you know, unfortunately hell, if you really want to get down to it. That's where a lot of nefarious things are going on, and by opening these, you know, this vampiric consciousness, they really want to open up these portals to release hell on Earth. That's their goal. They want to take over Earth. They want to take over this planet, and it has a lot to do because the heart, you know, Earth. Look, spell Earth. What can you spell with Earth? You can spell heart. Heart. That's exactly what Earth is. This is the heart of the galaxy. This planet is extremely important. And so these negative vampiric conscious beings, there's so many of them, have really taken over all these other planets, which are very, you know, I see them almost as other chakras. And so now they're trying to attack our hearts, and they're trying to open up this you know, lower fourth dimensional plane so that they can bring hell on earth, that they can completely take this planet over. And so there's a lot of that's where they operate. And so they want more beings to be going through these black holes, to be going to these lower fourth dimensional realms. So I guess the best way I'm trying to describe your question was, even though Earth is operating on this, 3D matrix, it's still higher than this fourth dimensional realm. So,
Okay.
that lower fourth dimensional realm is very, very dense and dark, very dense and dark. So
Okay.
hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, that's fine. Now, you mentioned that you felt like a hypnotizes you when you're coming to that black hole, yes? And that's what it draws you. It kind of hypnotizes your mind, yes?
Yes.
Could you just stay a bit apart and try to feel where from it comes that hypnotizing energy, from inside the black hole or from somewhere outside before you get into that black hole? Yes, just try stay somewhere a little bit far away from the black hole, and now try to see somebody like a human being coming close to that black hole, and try to feel or see what is happening on the etheric plane, astral plane, yes.
So
In their minds, and how everything works, Do they start to feel that before they approach the black hole?
for me, I'm feeling it's so subtle. It's so subtle. It's almost like, how do you say? I'm seeing like the ends of the portal. It almost has these like frills, like finger like frills, threads, I guess you'd say, that almost are used for this, hypnotic effect. If that makes any
Okay,
sense. And so, yeah, it's very, I mean, even for me right now, I'm still pretty far from it. And it's almost like they just, put a spell on you or something.
okay.
And
Now from
yeah,
sorry. Now from far away where you are, could you read DNA of those small things sticking out? Just try to see what is the material energy made from. Try to read DNA.
yeah, these are like, it's strange because I don't even really, I guess the closest thing I could kind of understand this. Can you please work?
We nearly finished.
So with these frills, I'm seeing the DNA. It's almost like AI, and AI doesn't really technically have a DNA, so to say.
No,
So,
just wanted to see what energy you could feel, just what are we made from. But it's okay.
but even still, it's I know AI isn't even the right word for this hypnotic, almost like dark spell that they layer around the entrance to the black hole with these little hypnotic fibers, which that's their sole purpose on the outside of this black hole.
So, okay, let's go into one of the moments when somebody, like a plane, gets into the black hole. Could you just observe what happens? Like, just get back into one of the moments when in our human history, any plane gets into black hole. Could you observe what happens if I play with human beings, what are in the plane, and do we get through that black hole?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's been black holes opened over our planet that beings have kind of gone through, passed by and gone through. And again, I just see them going to, not like they're physically harmed. I don't see them being physically harmed or their vehicle, whatever they may be traveling in is physically harmed or hurt. But, you know, the same thing we've been talking about, just yeah.
Okay, McKenna, we might finish as well today, probably, on this subject. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana, jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Esos seres, esas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości, wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarza się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba, lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują, właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi, badawczymi.
Por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que seguir, ejecutar unas series de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido ese espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar ese espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones.
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
Tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido, y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałabym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro, y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Y entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.